Welcome, everyone, to another live episode of Cruisin the Planet. I believe I've titled this episode 28, but a little part of me thinks that I'm wrong. I'm your host, Ethan. You are joined here with...
Cole.
It's just us this week.
Yes.
You enjoy that intro?
I did, very much so.
It's fun. I've been told, I've been doing some reading on hosting, and if you can show vulnerability...
Oh?
Then you're able to connect with your audience and sell them things easier.
Are we trying to sell something?
I haven't figured that part out yet. I just started reading.
You just got through the first paragraph, so the rest is to come, right?
Yeah. We'll work our way through it. Every week, a little update. That's too much to handle. I won't do that. I'm lazy. So, oh no, I forgot my paper, actually. And we're already locked in.
Paper for what?
For the last segment of this show. Oh. When it happens, I'll run out and get it.
Okay.
So, I need to a disclaimer real quick. Right at the top, I got two little bits that I need to walk through.
All right.
Step one is re-explaining the top 10s list. It's not necessarily about songs that are, doing best, although that is true. It's more so supposed to be a list that explains, these are the new songs to the station that are also doing well.
Right, it's not the physical top 10 on Billboard right now.
Yeah, so that'll, make sure that Jake doesn't get shot in the road later on.
Oh,
or just destroy, because I know well, not really, but I feel like I kind of roasted him.
Oh,
when
yeah.
He was just like, that shouldn't be there, and I was like, I just read the list, man. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Last week. Jake, now that you're not here, I can apologize like a real man. Ladies and gentlemen, you might notice that we are actually live on YouTube right now, and that Cole is sitting inside of the building. As of this week,
back.
She is back. And
yes,
you're
finally.
going to see a lot more of these type of style, along with a bunch of other videos, because that's the talk today in the office. Videos.
Video
YouTube. Production. That is everything we're talking about at work, which is fun. We've redone our social media. That was Monday's big meeting that brought Cole back into the office. Yep. She is now the graduate assistant, so she's moved up. And is going to... First off, you graduated. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it, but now the fact that you're, in person, my ADHD is able to, materialize you as a being.
Right. Produce the fact that I am here.
Yeah, and then be like, what have we not said to her, seeing as we've not seen her for years?
It feels like years.
Quite honestly.
It's like quarantine time versus actual reality time.
Mm-hmm.
How long was it?
It was 2 months.
Should it be longer?
That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
For a whole nother day on a whole nother podcast. Next fun little bit that I'd like to talk about, I got a new fountain pen. Oh, whoa. Check it out. 1 second.
You showing the camera for podcast listeners.
Yeah, I'm showing the camera for all the podcast listeners.
You should, click it for the podcast listeners.
Oh, yeah. Listeners, here, check out. Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Get into ASMR.
Hold on. There's an air bubble in the ink. Now it's settled. Oh, yeah.
This is
if anyone is following my Twitter, which I know you're not because you listen to the show and you don't interact
with Twitter,
with our social
Instagram.
I've changed my tactic. All right,
okay.
Don't time out real fast. You might hear a silence. I've changed my tactic real fast. I've told them that I'm going to start attacking them on social media to try and get a response, because as you know and you agree with me 100%, any publicity is good publicity. We'll take your silence as a yes. So, those are my fountain pen. This is my new fountain pen. I've gone into a fine nib, and I can't use ballpoint pens anymore.
I think fountain pens are awesome.
No, they're barbaric and evil. A ballpoint pen is awful to write with for me now. I'm spoiled. I touch the paper and the ink flows. It flows just like my handwriting. I write in y'all, longtime listeners of the show will know the archaic methods in which I write in. Cursive and Greg shorthand. Went to the bookstore over the weekend.
Oh.
Got a Greg shorthand workbook. printed in 1938.
That's incredible.
Along with a couple other short stories. But yeah, didn't know I was going to find that. Also found a book on hygiene for men in the modern era. Printed in like...
Oh, really?
I want to say 32. Could be in the 20s even.
I would be curious to know what that says.
We're working our way through it, me and Tim, over lunch. Like, slowly. At first off, we just threw it at our other roommate of like, Alex, clean your room. Threw the book at him. And he was like, oh, that's good. Yeah. I like old books.
Yeah.
I like the smell of them. I like the taste.
I mean, it's definitely a picture. It's definitely a picture of what cultural norms were like during that time.
Especially all of the Faulkner. I found a book called the Faulkner Collection. He wrote books mostly around like the abolition movement.
Ah, okay.
And so you can imagine his diverse and colorful vocabulary.
Yes, that's very nice.
A lot of racially charged short stories in that one, which just... I can't. I've gone back to fairy tales. I'm a weenie. I'm a little hot dog boy. I can't handle those. But those are the fun little announcements up at the beginning. An apology to Jake, and I got a new fountain pen. Yay!
Yay, fountain pens.
So, step one, in Stephenville news, I immediately have an apology to make. I missed Stephenville High School's graduation last week.
Oh?
That happened exactly a week ago.
I didn't.
When this episode went out. Well, like, there's no ceremony, there's no sign, no one's going to school anymore, really, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, I could have this date totally wrong. In that case, I never said this. But congratulations to all of the high school students who graduated in Stephenville out of the school, like, right across the street from us.
It's the Jackets, right?
I believe so. And if not, again...
We're sorry. We never said that.
We're sorry. We never said this. All this goes to show is that we don't know enough about y'all, and that's why I'm starting to do these segments about Stephenville stuff, because I don't know enough about the place I live in, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I feel like being a Tarleton student really makes you only Tarleton focused.
Yeah, you're just a bubble.
We should probably appreciate Stephenville more.
Because quite honestly, Stephenville is way more interesting than Tarleton, all right? Here's the deal, real quick. We got 25 Baptist churches. That's a lot.
What?
That's when I was looking for work, I posted up posters everywhere in town saying that I needed work, and I printed out 25 of them. Now, that number could be wrong, and please don't burn me at all for this, but got a lot of churches in town.
Or you could, and we would get interaction.
But, like, that's physical interaction, and that's... If they find a way to burn me from 6 feet away, I'm in danger at that point.
That would be a flamethrower.
Stop.
Sorry.
Moving on. Cole, you were at this event a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
The protest.
Yeah.
Because that's all of news right now.
Yeah, we are getting a lot of, like, photos and stories about... like in the Flash today and the Stephenville Empire Tribune thing.
Stephenville Tribune?
Yes, that. About the protest. And it was organized by someone named Alex. I'm sorry, I forgot his last name. But
Thank you, Alex.
Yes, thank you, Alex, and a few other people. And they went to the police department in Stephenville. They talked to him, and the Stephenville Police Department decided they wanted to support the protest and they would like to march, so they ended up bringing a whole list of different county sheriff's departments and the constables and stuff like that to come help out with the protest. It was a very large turnout in JC Park. It was really awesome. A lot of people were doing the whole social distancing and the masks and everything.
Yeah, we saw.
So that was all safe in that regard, but there was some speeches done. It was really amazing. It was an amazing experience. Nice. And I feel like that's what the protests are really supposed to be. Trying to be as peaceful as possible. I know the organizers of the protests were like, please don't start anything. Like, violence is not the answer right now.
I'm actually incredibly surprised and very proud of the organizers of the protest so far. I don't know if you had seen, there was a video that blew up on Twitter yesterday about a streamer who was live streaming on his phone, and he was in the protest, and then he turns to, and he says, "Hey, flip that truck." The entire protest stopped marching and asked him who he was with, why he was trying to instigate violence. That's not this message whatsoever.
Yeah.
This isn't a riot. And he just, like, he broke down and ran.
Yeah.
Like, he was streaming, other people got him on camera. The whole, like, it all fell apart for him. And then they were like, all right, everyone's good. Get your water. Keep moving.
Yeah.
The people who are in charge of this have shut down every sort of situation. Like, violence hasn't continued.
Mm-hmm.
The riots ended almost as soon as they started, from what I can find.
Mm-hmm.
These people are protesting. They are organized. They have a cause. And they're doing this properly.
Definitely. And I think this is really a wake-up call for so many people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is honestly a repeat of so many instances in history and recent history that just need to be heightened and aware.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to be aware of the situation.
No, yeah.
I know even more businesses now, I keep seeing posts of, like, we support the protests and we support Black Lives Matter, all of that. And I don't know, it's incredible. It's an incredible time to be alive in history right now. I mean, it's rough. It can be really rough, but
there's a lot of stress.
It's a social movement. Yeah.
There's a lot of stress. However, I think what we're seeing right now, because you've seen that Australia has recently gotten in on.
Yes.
There was a group of people who were like, we're not having racism in Australia. And then one of the immediate responses in one of the podcast hosts that I listened to was just like, that's because we got rid of our minority groups. It's because we removed them from everything. And it was just like they have started Aboriginal fundraising groups to, like, help their own community.
That's
like
great.
And in France, I'm pretty sure they just went off, because I know that they enjoy doing that from what I can tell. But in the UK, they were marching as well. It seems like this is what, when the internet was first thrown to the public, out off of military computers and decentralized, this is what everyone was expecting, was a larger sense of community, and everyone all of a sudden saying, hey, we have that problem as well.
Definitely.
Hey, they have that problem as well.
This is great.
What? Oh, let's just get organized and stay informed.
Right.
Like, the news isn't showing everything. The news is showing only what they're allowed to show and what they want to show. Twitter's showing everything. Like, civilians are showing everything.
Live streams,
the live streams,
videos,
everything.
audio.
It's more raw than it's ever been. We are more informed than we've ever been, and now we have spent our time, this generation, this most recent group of college-aged activists, because that's mostly what we're seeing, and that's always what you end up seeing.
Let's not discount some of the high schoolers that have.
High schoolers who just they're unhinged.
They were raised on the Hunger Games, and we're like, yes.
They were ready. They were ready for this one. I can see. No, there's a group. We're informed, we're organized, and we're interconnected, and it is beyond. It is now moving beyond race, and it's moving beyond country lines. Which, watching every government react to this is kind of fun, in my opinion, personally.
It's just a global phenomenon now. I mean, we kind of came together in a way because of the pandemic.
Yes.
But I think this has really triggered so much more community than the pandemic did. Like, I find that very interesting.
Well, it looks like the pandemic broke down all the walls.
Yeah.
And this has shown us that we move in mass, because we are all of the same, of the same blood,
right?
Effectively, it's just it's very good to see something very nice, and it's really good to hear that the violence is not being brought on by the individuals who are organizing and the ones who are there seriously.
Right, and I think that's
any
the most
sort of
moving
violence
thing.
is in minority.
Yeah,
and that's really good.
Yeah, that's the most moving thing, I think, is just having the protest be there and just be peaceful, or just be kneeling, or just be laying on the ground.
That's what it needs to be.
Yeah,
that's what they need to be, and they're doing it. And I feel bad that I have to work 40 hours a week at the odd hours because I just feel like I'm unable to help. And because of that, I went and got informed, and I found a list of petitions and some donation places after this. One of them is thebailproject.org. They said that they would rather you send money to other lesser-known organizations, but if you feel like you just don't know or uninformed, you can follow their information over at the other two links. Then those are all posted in the description of this episode and of this video.
I would just be careful. A lot of bail funds are very thankful for money right now, very thankful, but a lot of them are at their max capabilities right now.
Yeah.
So I would just research the organization you want to donate to, if that's what you want to do, if that's your ability, before you donate, just in case they say to go somewhere else to donate because of their maximum or whatever.
And if you can't donate, then there are so many petitions out right now. You can start simply by following this first link in the description. That is the original petition put out for justice for George Floyd. And like they even have their own recommended list of, now that you've signed up this, move on. We're at 14 million signatures so far. As of yesterday. It was like 14.5 million.
Yeah, and I think it's important to also recognize George Floyd was a very pivotal point in our recent history, but there has also been other people. So thankfully, George Floyd's aggressors, the police officers who were involved in that have been charged. But there are other people who still need justice as well.
Yes.
So to keep that in mind when you're educating yourself.
Yeah.
And
at minimum, take 10 minutes and just look up some facts to arm yourself with. If you have more time than that, sign a petition. If you have money to spend, throw a donation. And if you have enough time to attend, please do so safely and for the right reasons.
And also, if you just want to be educated, there are plenty of lists of books out there that for beginners and intermediate and just beginning to learn about some of the truer histories behind those big events we've been taught in school.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend a personal recommendation of something that just makes so much sense as to why the world is the way it is most recently is looking into redlining and how that has affected just cultures of how we believe wealth accumulation should be versus how racism has caused wealth to be pictured. On one half of my family, we believe in the home, and you should work on your house and you should work on your land. On another, my other half of my family believes that you need to get yourself a good car, a good watch, and some sort of like sturdy trunk. Like fill up your life with other things, because one half of my family wasn't allowed to get a house, and redlining talks a lot about that. But that's a little bit heavier subject for this show. Let's I really want to talk more about it. However, I have more segments that we have to get to.
Okay.
So just very proud of everyone who is able to attend. And because I wasn't able to attend, I've gone together and put a list of things for people like me unable to go but still want to help. And that's all down below. A secondary thing that is going on that is all about social justice and about individuals. Pride Month has started.
Yes, Pride Month. It's been honestly pretty crazy when I've been looking at all my social media platforms and stuff like that. It's very focused on Black Lives Matter right now, which is great. And I think the community is really focused on that, which is amazing. And the LGBTQ plus community is focused on that, because a huge part of LGBTQ plus history and rights is the Stonewall riots, which I've mentioned in my podcast before.
You talked a lot about in your podcast, Making Space.
Right.
Which you're recording after this.
Yes.
Fun. We talked about a bunch of questions. Do you want to give a little preview, because that won't be coming out till next week?
Yes. It'll be coming out on Tuesday next week. This episode's going to be about transgender identity, and we're going to talk a little bit about pronouns. We're going to talk a little bit about the different terms used, even how trans people transition and how that affects their families and all of that. I'm very excited to do this episode.
If you ever needed a transgender questions 101,
Right.
this is sort of the episode. And this has been like the goal of the show from its inception whenever we were talking about creating the show in the beginning.
Definitely.
I was just always assuming it was going to hit this point, and I think you've just gotten it now.
Yes.
Where you've done all your like introductions, and now you're like, hey, let's talk
In
just
depth.
about your thing.
Yes.
And then you bring a guest in, because you're bringing a guest in later today.
Yes.
And he is going to talk about his experience. Yes?
Yes.
He is going to talk about his experience.
Yes, he's a trans man. He's a good friend of mine. Very excited to have him on.
I'm excited. It's finally like the show is getting where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Moving into a couple of announcements involving Tarleton, because that's like my Tarleton thing, because it involves your show and like our network. Moving into some Tarleton stuff, the dining hall's closed for all of summer.
Which was not really, I don't know. Okay.
What's up?
So
Go ahead.
I take summer classes and I live on campus.
Yes.
In the student apartments, and I was originally charged for a meal plan. So, like, when I signed up, when I had housing, they had originally planned to have the dining hall open.
Yeah.
And they said you were required to get this certain meal plan. So I was like, okay, well. But then it got taken off as soon as they said they were like...
It's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading the announcement this morning for Morning Edition on KTRL. KTRL 90.5 FM, Stephenville, Granbury, Glenrose. Your community-supported public radio station from Tarleton State University.
That was the legal ID.
That was the legal ID for... That was my whole morning for like an hour and a half, because I was late this morning, which I still haven't told Lance. Which I better tell him before.
Sorry, Lance.
I better tell him before this he listens to it on the podcast, or I'm really in trouble, guys.
Lance is our big boss man.
He's been on the show.
Oh,
I think
really?
Once or twice.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you're not listening.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm getting a look right now.
I listen to your show.
Okay. Granted, my show has less episodes than your show.
My show has so many episodes at this point.
I'm only on episode 7.
I've been doing this for 6 months, people. Which is like a pretty normal amount of time. I'm surprised that I haven't been told to please stop making my episodes. I am surprised that there's still like the 6 group of people. The 6?
I thought it was 7.
I just didn't know English in that moment. Give me a second.
Okay, sure.
I'm surprised there's still 7 people who like download the show regularly. How do I know that? Because I'm checking the statistics. I run this place.
We know who you are. Well, we don't.
We don't know who you are.
We don't know who you are, but
I
we
do
know
know
there
that-
are steady 7 of you. So thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. You're the entire reason I do this. Also, how did you get this playing on Stitcher? I've never used it personally. And then also, who's using their Alexa media player? I assume that's like they're talking on like an Amazon thing, but if you could let me know, that'd be awesome to just be able to
Alexa
help
is
people.
listening.
No, please.
Yeah. You seen that video where like Echo and Alexa are like having a conversation?
That seems like fun programming at that point.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like I guess they moved
Next
them
to each
to
other?
next to each other and on the laundry, like the washer, and they're like, why are we on the washer now? And then it's like they had a conversation back and forth. It was great. Just to laugh about it and not be worried about it.
That's good. Because the alternative is like so
Scary.
bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Scary.
But dining hall is closed for the entirety of summer. All Tarleton
The cafe is open though.
All Tarleton students can find food at the cafe. It is open from I think 7:30 to 9, or it has hours. It's like 7:30 to 10 a.m. It's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then the Chick-fil-A is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
And if you need to, if you need it, Tarleton students can still sign up for the Tarleton Food Pantry. That's still happening.
Nice.
Yep. You sign up, and then 24 hours later, your card has access to Tarleton Food Pantry. Yeah.
Wait, what now?
Okay.
Have you done it? Is that why?
Yes.
Okay. I need your help doing that. 'Cause
Yes.
we just hit a level of weird food. I was telling you earlier today.
Yeah.
We hit a weird level of we have more food than we thought we were going to have. and we spent way less money this time. But also, we don't know if that chicken pasta is going to last, because I've been told that they've been eating it when I'm not there, because it's so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, my chicken pasta.
Yeah, if anyone's curious of where it's located, it is under the stairs.
But how do I sign up for it?
I will get you the link so you can put it in the description, but I have to look it up.
All right, cool.
So it will be in the description, and
that'll be my whole evening.
You type in your name, your student ID, and then 24 hours later you can have swipe access to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that just lets you go in whenever?
Yeah. Although some people have said it doesn't work all the time on weekends.
Okay.
If that ever happens, just
call?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go into the food pantry, walk me through this real quick.
I'm sorry.
Audio listeners, we've lost her.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that was so funny, but it was. Okay. You were saying?
She's as red as a tomato.
I don't even like tomatoes.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Food pantry.
Yeah.
Walk me through it real fast. You swipe it in.
Yeah, so it's located, where the Chick-fil-A is for Charlton students. Under the stairs, you go up to the door, you swipe in, and you walk in, and on the right, there's usually bags, either reusable or even the plastic bags you get from Walmart. And you can use those, and there are different shelving units that have canned goods, like canned meats, like all the different vegetables you can think of, potatoes, rice a lot of the time.
Oh, nice.
There's things of peanut butter.
Okay.
Sometimes the big ones, sometimes like the medium-sized ones.
That's like all of the necessities. Definitely.
Right, and then there's a bunch of ramen all the time.
Good, because actually they're always running out at the Walmart and the H-E-B now.
So they have a bunch of ramen. They also have like the boxed pastas.
Good.
And then
no, we just did a bunch of chicken penne.
Yeah, and a lot of the times they'll have a lot of oatmeal products as well.
Awesome.
And some snack products like snack bars.
Okay.
Like
granola.
Yeah.
Basically.
Basically like granola bars.
Awesome.
So they'll have some fruit snacks sometimes.
Cool. And then do you just I assume you purchase it, the food. Okay. Walk me through that then.
Okay.
I've never not bought food.
Yeah. So all you have to
legally
do is sign up, swipe in, and you can go in there. And I mean, it's recommended you only take enough for, I think it's 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
And you just stockpile what you need.
Okay.
And then you leave. There's usually no one in there. So you just walk in.
Like an honor system.
And then
that's cool.
There is a whiteboard on the left-hand side when you go in, and that is where you can write down if you need something.
Specialty?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to request something. Like, I know recently there was a request on the whiteboard for canned milk, and then the next couple weeks there was a bunch of canned milk.
Nice.
So.
I assume there isn't a situation of, like, refrigerated goods?
There's
a lot of dried goods?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a lot of dry and canned. It's pretty much...
So I still have to go and hunt for my big bologna.
Yeah, unfortunately there isn't any refrigerated items or anything like that. There is canned meat like tuna and the canned chicken, but yeah. And it usually is less stocked during the summer.
That makes sense.
Over semester, obviously, it's more stocked, but there is still food during the summer.
Okay, so good.
And if there ever is, like, barely anything, you can call the number and say, hey, the food pantry looks like
empty.
Yeah, it looks like it might need to be restocked, and people will do it pretty quickly.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is going to help us a bit. All
totally.
three of us. Awesome. That will make my semester a lot easier as well. Cool.
I hope it
Although,
listeners too.
Yeah, hopefully any listeners can help in. You might catch me in there. In that case, let's hunt for that big bologna together. Because it was awesome. We lived on it for 2 weeks, Cole.
That's a lot of bologna.
It was so much bologna.
I do enjoy bologna, but
We fried
unfortunately Parker does not.
We cut it thin, like a cold cut.
Nice.
Nice indeed. Moving on from big bologna.
Right.
No swim lessons
No
going
swim
on in
lessons.
Tarleton this summer.
Yeah, unfortunately.
For obvious reasons.
Yes, unfortunately, it was on the calendar still. So
That was
for
our
anyone who
fun
was
little
looking for that.
debacle. Yeah,
Yes.
it is confirmed. You've heard it from us. No swim lessons. Get your dirty feet out of the water, and run around the pool because you're not swimming. Shouldn't be wet. Should be dry. Go ahead.
You still shouldn't run by a pool.
I think you should. I think you should run by every pool. In fact, I think you should put a trampoline about 3 feet away from the edge of the pool and not hit your head on the way out.
Okay, don't listen to anything Ethan says.
That's how I spent my summers. Thank you very much. I turned out pretty all right. I've never broken a bone.
Okay, you better find some wood
Why?
to knock on.
No,
Knock
I
on.
have been run over by a straight up dune buggy and have still not broken a bone.
How does that even work?
Ask somebody else, cause
A
I was there
professional.
getting hit, not watching.
Okay, so no swim lessons for sure.
No swim lessons. However, the beaches are back open over in Granbury.
Oh, really?
And Splashville will be opening up sometime in June. Wait, it is June.
Yeah, it is June.
15th, I think.
Okay.
I can double check that.
But also, why is
We have the
Splashville
technology.
open but not the pool?
Well,
Well, I guess the pool is open.
I just have the information. I'm not that smart. All right.
I'm just trying to see the logic here.
June 15th. There we go.
Is there a minimum amount of people, do you know, allowed in Splashville?
More details will be announced in the future.
All right,
For
cool.
more information, please see the Splashville Facebook page.
Nice.
So, sometime next week, I'm assuming they'll give us more of an update about Splashville. But, yes, the very small Stephenville Water Park will be opening in the future at some point. I assume they're going to take what Granbury does at the city park, which is only family is allowed to, stay in a pod of only your family, groups of 5, no more. Please don't touch on people, and do not. There will be no loaner life jackets or anything due to virus.
Ah, okay. Good.
Definitely
Duly noted.
Definitely in a weird situation of
It's summer in Texas and people
summer in Texas.
really want to be inside the water.
Well, you're either inside the water or you're in the AC.
Right.
And that's Texas normally, but it's just so many people live their entire lives waiting for that good splash because kids don't get it. Kids don't really understand that there's a virus going on, and so if you got to deal with your kids, and you've had to deal with your kids for all of this school homeschooling thing, I'm certain there's a level of please anything.
Anything that will
And
get out.
quite
of the
honestly,
house.
going to the lake, I don't know if the lakes were closed at any point, but a boating venture or a kayaking or canoeing, a camping trip. I know that the Texas state parks are opening back up, and you have to do some specialized reservations, but simply
that was back in...
getting out to an isolated zone
Yeah.
that isn't home is pretty safe, and probably one of the better options.
If you just need to.
Yeah, go to the edge of a lake. Don't,
Right.
not a pool, just because I personally I think a pool's a little too close.
Yeah.
And a beach, a little too that's a little tone deaf in my opinion, just because that's how this all got kicked off. Was
Yeah.
all of us college students going to beaches? So don't do that again, please.
I don't like the assumption that it was all college students. And,
But it was.
yeah, but only freshmen.
But it was us, though.
Yeah.
Like, we did this.
Yeah.
I didn't do it because I'm working. I'm too poor to do something like this. I'm held down by capitalism.
I went to the zoo for spring break. So.
How dare you?
This was before.
You were put in. You know what? You were put in a box for your shame. It's fine. But yeah, try and find. Now that summer is opening up, schools are over. Yeah. Like, people don't know how to handle their own kids. If you need to, put them in the backyard, and if the backyard can't contain them, fill your backyard with sand, and then make it all like wet sand. And then if that doesn't work, then sort of figure out a safe way to get out. Genuinely, I do hope that people are having an enjoyable time outside. Obviously, buy your sunscreen. Don't forget that.
Yes, please don't.
Make sure, I personally was looking the other day into buying a lace umbrella. What? You got real quiet. We were good for a moment.
I'll tell you later. But yes, you were looking into buying a lace umbrella.
Because it would be a good option for to not get a sunburn and walk outside, and it would help with temperature.
Of course. Yes. Please, people.
I'm sensing some judgment from this side of the room.
Okay, I'm not judging. I'm not. You just have a certain aesthetic going on right now that you keep continuing to apply.
I have something I gotta tell you after the show then.
Okay.
All right. I'm not proud. Maybe I should just be proud. It is Pride after all, dang it. I got something I gotta tell you about after the show, alright? Don't let me forget.
Of course.
It involves 2 wolves. That'll jog my memory.
Okay.
Thank you very much. No swim lessons. Please don't touch other people.
Please be careful now that it's hot outside. Make sure you're keeping an eye on the weather as well as it gets higher.
It's gonna be hurricane season soon. They're gonna take you.
No.
That water is gonna touch all over your house, and it's gonna ruin your windows. Please be safe. All right. Finally, we're moving into the last part of the show. Cole, you're going to have to cover for 3 minutes while I go and get the paper.
Okay.
Because I didn't finish this before we started because we talked about burritos a little too long.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. All right, folks. Well, since it is Pride Month, we kind of made a little quick trip of that. We can talk about different ways you can get informed about Pride. You can always go to the GLAAD website. It's GLAAD.com, I think. You might just search GLAAD in Google, and you can get some info about Pride and LGBTQ plus history. You can also listen to my podcast, Making Space. The first episode's about LGBTQ plus people and the words behind the letters, so that's pretty cool. And Ethan is back.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
I got the paper. Okay. Oh, shoot. It's the Tarleton Radio Top Hits.
Yes.
Paper that I'm doing. Unfortunately, hip-hop hasn't changed very much as of this week.
All right.
So we didn't update the list. However, you're getting you're not getting a sneak peek because this releases... No, the YouTube video. The YouTube audience is going to get a sneak peek of everything going on. Here's the nice list created by Jake. You'll notice many colors and multiple lines. So, Bang by AJR, still in.
Yes!
Black Madonna by Cage the Elephant, still in.
Nice.
I Just Want to Shine by Fits and the Tantrums, still there. Newcomer, Unforgettable by Godsmack, I think. His highlighter lines aren't perfect.
Well, they don't align, the text doesn't align very well.
No, it does, though. It's actually a line of text.
Yeah, but when you're looking at it, it's hard to...
Get a ruler. I'll talk to Jake.
You get a ruler.
I have a ruler.
Then why aren't you using it?
Because I'm... What? Because it's supposed to be highlighted properly. I'm a bureaucrat now. That's my new character. Oh. No. Unforgettable by Godsmack is in. Deleter, but not by Group Love, maybe. There's a note here that I haven't fully read. Forget that one. Angels and Demons by by Jaden. Caution by The Killers. Bloody Valentine by Machine Gun Kelly. Have you watched the music video for that?
No, but I've seen the movie. My Bloody Valentine?
No, they're different. They're both different. And first off, you didn't watch the 3D version, did you?
No, I watched the one with Jensen Ackles in it.
Jensen Ackles? The old one?
It's not the 3D one.
Well, never mind. Deathbed, Coffee for Your Head by Pofu, that remix song that was all over the aesthetic side of TikTok for a while.
Yeah.
Lost in Yesterday by Tame Impala, Level of Concern by 21 Pilots, and a secret hitter top 11 extra special piece is Atlas Falls by Shinedown. A couple of newcomers to the station on KXTR, V1975, If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know. Tell me if you heard any of these. Bad Wolves produced Sober for us, and then Major Lazer gave us Lay Your Head. These are all the newcomer songs and your top hits. Basically, as I explained earlier this morning, any songs that are either new to the station or... Oh my goodness.
So sorry for that, folks.
I punched the mic. Any songs that are doing really well through our various forms of checking metrics or are new to the station are going to be on the top hits, just because we can't manage all those lists. It's just me and Jake. But if you want more and more metrics and details, then stay tuned to this YouTube channel. In a couple of weeks, we might be announcing something. And that's as vague as I can get about that. Because I don't want to make a promise and then not be able to make that show work.
We're going to try. And it's going to be cool.
We're going to try. It's going to be all right. That's everything I have. What were you talking about when I was out of the room?
I was just telling the people how to get more information about Pride Month.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I linked the Wikipedia article on one of our tweets.
Cool.
That was I think you'll like the tweet. I don't know. You tell me. I figured it made sense in the moment. Because, fun fact, we've switched over. Cole and I are controlling different social media accounts this time.
It's going to expand our abilities.
I am doing Twitter and Facebook for all of KXTR, so if you have any KXTR problems, just go ahead and mail something to my door. No.
Don't mail anything.
You do your thing.
Just message if you have any questions about KXTR.
Yeah, you talk about
or
your
the
one.
podcast. Currently, I am now working on the Twitter and the Facebook of KTRL 90.5 FM, the one that Ethan did a legal ID for earlier in this show. That's our news, music, Tarleton sports, talk radio station that is also held in Tarleton Radio.
All of our professor DJs.
Right, and we have a bunch of professor hosts and
The
stuff.
professors work for us now.
No, that's not how it works.
We've been in charge
They
the
volunteer.
whole time. They are really nice shows,
Yeah,
and they are good volunteers.
They're very nice. So I'm doing that. So it's going to strengthen my ability to use Twitter because I'm not very familiar with it.
And I'm bad at Facebook because I'm not old.
Are you calling me old?
This has been your episode of Cruisin the Planet. You can find something to do in and around Stephenville every week. If you've enjoyed the show, then don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you want to find more things made by us, follow the links in the description. If you have any questions or suggestions, ask them in the comments. Or on Twitter with the hashtag CruisinQuestion, and we might just read your question on the show. I know you won't, you cowards, but I'm going to keep asking anyways. I'm bullying them, see? It's our new,
Tweet
tactic. Tweet at us some way or somehow. Figure out something. Just let me know. I just want to hear about who follows the show. If you're too afraid, you can DM us, because I think those are open now. If you need to get any of the links that we've talked about during this show, you can look in the description of this episode and of any other part of what you've listened on. We appreciate all of you following and listening along as this show has continued to grow and evolve. I've been your host, Ethan Miller. My name's Ethan Miller. Cole.
It's cool. Yeah.
We'll catch you all next
Bye,
week.
guys.
I'm going to bed.